Welcome to TV Africa News. This is Africa Today. My name is Najuma Lima, but first are the headlines. Uganda welcomes first Airbus. UN official says Central African Republic elections must go ahead despite attacks. Makerere develops 3D face shields to fight COVID. Now the news in detail. Uganda on Tuesday received the first of the two brand new flag carriers made to boost tourism and travel across the continent and beyond. The second Airbus is expected in the country next year. In an event at Entebbe International Airport, where President Museveni was the chief guest, the A300neo that cost Uganda about shillings 5 trillion rolled into a spectacular welcome like a newborn baby. Moving on, Makerere University has designed and developed a 3D printed face shield for frontline health workers involved in the fight against COVID-19. The innovation by the College of Biosciences was a response to the government call for innovations and preventive measures against COVID-19 to complement the existing ones, such as face masks available on the market. Moving on still, a top UN official in Central African Republic has revealed that the international community believes that the elections must take place in Central African Republic on December 27th and condemned the attempts to prevent the country from moving through a new political transition. Over the weekend, the UN peacekeeping mission in CAR reported that a coalition of armed groups carried out stimulus attacks and attempted to reach the capital, Bangui, as the political and security tensions increased ahead of the country's nationwide elections. A U.S.-Israel delegation signed agreements with Morocco in Rabat Tuesday, cementing a Washington-sponsored normalization of relations between the Jewish state and the North African country. The visiting delegation, led by Jared Kushner, son-in-law and advisor to outgoing U.S. President Donald Trump, and Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security advisor Mal Ben Shabbat, arrived in Rabat from Tel Aviv on the first direct commercial flight between Israel and Morocco. Let's take a very quick short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching TV Africa News at The Right to Know. In our business news today, to stand out from the increasingly competitive banking landscape, Equity Bank has rebranded as it pursues the next phase of its growth. Mr. Samuel Chirubi, the managing director, says Equity Bank has now a changed logo which preserves the essence of the brand and retains the best from the past while introducing the best for the future. The logo features equity without entity names such as bank, insurance, investment bank, or any other of its subsidiaries. In our sports news today, it will be all systems go for KCCA as they take on AS Kigali in that delicately poised CAF Confederation Cup first leg tie this afternoon at an empty Nyamirambo Stadium in Rwanda. Rather than a lament over the absence of manager Mike Mutebi and several key first team players, KCCA assistant manager Molly Biekwaso has preached positively and hope. Biekwaso, a club legend and former Uganda Cranes midfielder, has revealed that the team is so prepared as usual and hopes that the club represents the country very well. Now, before we end our news bulletin, let's take a recap of our top stories. Uganda welcomes first Airbus. UN official says that Central African Republic elections must go ahead despite attacks. Makerere develops 3-day face shields to fight COVID. Thank you for always tuning in. Please stay tuned. More programming coming your way.
This is Africa, and that was the news.